But yeah, that's how I discovered it, and I was like, that was probably the cause of my um that was probably the cause of my borderline, because like I said, borderline doesn't have a cause, but it is highly associated with sexual abuse. So I'm like, I hate you, bitch. I feel bad for you because I think you went through something too, but I also hate you because I would have been a very different person if I never met you and you never did that to me. So I was even.
Hi guys, welcome to Celeb Villa SA, where you get the latest news on all things trending and newsworthy. Now do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Also don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss any of my uploads. One thing is for certain, someone somewhere is definitely going through something, and the way we deal with it is not always the same. Shamiso has had her fair share of mental breakdowns, and some of them have unfortunately happened online while everyone was looking. The struggle with her mental health continues on. However, today she shared a part of her which may have made her be the type of person that she is today. She opened up on what she has experienced when she was younger, expressing anger towards the person who possibly made her be the way she is today.
Healthy, Since AJ, they probably in real life or only on Born Into Fame. Don't fucking ask me about fucking AJ and Born Into Fame. Like, who gives a fuck about either of those fucking things? I was like, I just charges 5K per session, so I'll always ask her to give me a script for 6 months. 5K, she's crazy. 5K for my sanity. Are you mad? Like, on top of the fact that I'm going insane, I have to pay you 5K. No, mine is 2.7. Have you ever taken ashwagandha? I'm trying to go on that, but not sure. Ashwagandha only helped me with one thing, and that was maybe relaxing before bed. I have literally been diagnosed with chronic anxiety, ADHD, borderline personality disorder, and it got so bad that my psychiatrist almost was like, you might be bipolar. I had to be put on mood stabilizers. So ashwagandha for me helps me relax before bed. It doesn't do shit for me. I need heavy medication to be okay. You understand? Ashwagandha does nothing for me, truly. That's what I'm saying. One thing I'll say is okay, maybe if I take it before bed, it does make me feel a bit like I'm winding down. Otherwise, no. Like I said, I'm on a Schedule 6 medication. So, girl, just read the Bible and go to church. I love God. Forgive me for this, but fuck you. We have the same problems, truly. Which antidepressants do you take? I'm on Olexa and Lexamil. Not a lot of people take that because it does up your appetite, and a lot of people don't want to gain weight. I'm very happy to gain weight at any point, so I was like, yeah, give me that. So I'm on Olexa, Lexamil, and then I'm on Vyvanse for my ADHD. What is ashwagandha supposed to help with? Anxiety. Something that helps. Then you need to go to a psychiatrist for anything stronger than ashwagandha. Even the sleeping pills they give you over the counter at the pharmacy, they can't give you anything stronger than a certain level, because then you're going up in the schedules. And that shit just doesn't help me. It doesn't do shit for me. They give you severe stress, but ashwagandha can help. It can help. It can help, but not for what I have going on, basically. Lex has me losing weight. No, my appetite is up on Lexamil. I'm always ready to eat. My stomach feels like a bottomless pit that's ready to be filled, and I need that right now. I didn't go to Turkey and fucking get a BBL to now be losing weight because I'm depressed and I can't eat, so I need my meds because I need to eat and I need to sleep. I literally feel like I'm losing my mind. How do you deal with all that and being a presenter? I don't know how I'm still alive. How do you deal with BPD? The thing is with BPD now, a lot of psychiatrists refuse to treat it because it has no cause. No one knows what causes BPD. But one thing that has been associated with it is sexual abuse, for example. And then, so I didn't know. It was crazy. When I was 19, I had a birthday weekend. It went the fuck up. I was really cooked that weekend, extremely naked, and I had a really fun time. And then on one of the days, my best friend at the time and my boyfriend at the time, like I said, I was 19, sat me down at a restaurant and they said, listen, we don't think that you're okay, and we did some research and we think that you have borderline personality disorder. I was so offended. I'm like, why are you telling me this on my birthday weekend? And why are you telling me this? What do you mean? What is borderline personality disorder? That's the first time I heard about it. And it's crazy because then the person I was dating at the time, he turned out to have borderline personality disorder as well. Anyway, I was like, that's crazy. Why are you telling me this? And why do you think I have it? and then they explained what it is, and I was just kind of like, fuck it, I don't want to hear it. And then through going to therapy and stuff like that, I've been in and out of therapy since I was 14, but I think my borderline definitely started flaring up after high school. So going to therapy, they were like, you have borderline, you know? So I was like, okay, cool. And then last year, end of last year, like September or August, September, October, somewhere around that time, I had a really bad episode, and I ended up going to my therapist, and she was, or my psychologist, and she was like, you know what, I think you have bipolar, but to be able to put you on mood stabilizers, you need to be an inpatient here because we need to observe you. So then I went into the facility as a patient, and I was seeing my psychiatrist and my psychologist every day, and they put me on, you know, they were trying to see what to do with me. They upped my antidepressant dosage and all of that stuff. And then my psychiatrist was like, actually, you don't have bipolar. You do have borderline, a severe, extreme, she said one of the most extreme cases she's seen, but you have ADHD as well. And that's maybe what causes your impulsive behavior, hyperactivity, irritability, all of that stuff. So I was like, okay, cool. So then they put me on, where's the filter? Oh my god, I don't like any of these. What's gonna give it? Anyway, so then they put me on ADHD medication, and then on the last day there, my psychiatrist was like, let's just draw up a family tree. I kind of want to understand you better. So she draws up a family tree, and we're talking about different people in the family, blended family that I was in at some point, and all of that stuff. And then she speaks about a specific person, and she's like, do you like him? And I was like, no. And she's like, why? And it literally unlocked a memory that I think my brain was suppressing. The things that you suppress, that your mind suppresses, are actually the things that fuck you up the most. And I think it's the cause of a lot of my issues, because she was like, why don't you like this person? And all of a sudden, something I've never confronted, never spoken about, never dealt with, never even known. I spent my whole life not knowing this because my brain had suppressed it, because I guess it was that traumatic for me. And then I realized that this person, I remembered rather, that this person was molesting me throughout my whole childhood. And it was a woman, by the way, not a man. And I was like, I literally started shaking in her chair. I was vibrating. She had to like physically hold me down, call a nurse in, and tell me like, feel the ground beneath your feet, feel the wood under your hands, feel the chair, like remember where you're at, because I was vibrating, not even shaking. When I say vibrating, I mean like a phone, like vibrating, remembering that. Like my eyes had rolled back into my head. She called the nurse in because she thought I was having a seizure at first, but I did just open a memory that I had gone my whole life since my childhood. I mean, from the age of like 8 until I was maybe 13. Yeah. So I'd gone that whole time afterwards, not even acknowledging that or knowing that, because my brain had switched it off. But the minute we spoke about this person, something, like I said, just opened, and I remembered everything so much that I can remember her breath, and I can remember how much I hated the taste of her breath, because she used to kiss me, you know what I mean? And I could remember how much I hated whatever the smell of her mouth was, you know what I mean? And it all came back to me, and I was like, what the actual fuck? And I didn't know that this whole time, my whole life. If anyone ever asked me like, oh, why do you think that you have mental health issues? I would speak about so many other things. I have so many other issues, and I would never speak about that because I literally didn't remember it. Do you know what I mean? I literally didn't remember it. And I think it's because, like I said, I think my brain knew that that is the thing that actually scarred me the most. Like, and my brain decided to protect me and shut it down. And when I remembered, I had an episode. And it was on the day that I was leaving the facility. I was literally like, can I extend my stay? It's also fucking expensive. I was like, can I not extend my stay? Like, now that I've just learned this, how do I deal with this? You know? So, it's so scary that you didn't even remember because your brain blocked it out. Yeah, that's what she said. She's like, everything that we've been addressing is still valid. All your traumas are still valid, and they contribute to your issues. Other things have happened to you. But this is the thing that's been dealing with you decisively. You know? Because you didn't even know. Like, it was locked. It was in a box far, far away. You know? So, like, I was just like, what the fuck? And I remembered everything. Like I said, I could even taste how her mouth tasted on mine, and I hated it, you know? And everything came back to me, like how she used to smell, everything she did, when she would do it, why I didn't say anything. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I'm obviously not going to get into, but like everything came back to me, you know? Did she give you a solution now that you unlocked it? Obviously, to continue going to therapy about it. How did the psychologist know you enlisted? How did she unlock that memory? No, like I said, on the last day, she obviously tries to also figure out, now because obviously now we've established, like, okay, you have borderline personality disorder and you have ADHD, right? So then she was just trying to figure out, like, does anyone in my family have mental health problems? Like, is there a history there, you know? So that's why she was like, okay, tell me about your grandparents. And then she's like, tell me about your parents. And then she went into other people. And then when it came to this specific person, she was asking me like, oh, do you like this person? Do you like this person? Do you like this person? And then when it came to this specific person, she's like, do you like her? And I said, no. And she's like, why? And I'm like, because she used to make me take nude pictures of her when I was just a kid, you know? And she's like, why was she so sexual at such a young age? Like, was she sexually abused? And then I said, wait, do you know what I mean? I was like, I think so. And then I'm like, she must have been. And you know what's crazy is the first thing I felt was empathy for her. I felt like something must have happened to you for you to have been so sexual so young. She was older than me, but she was still very sexual at a young age. And then I guess maybe she was trying to prove to herself that what she went through was normal, and that's why she did it to me, you know? So that's when it unlocked, and I was like, wait, probably. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I love Akiso too. Do anything to go back with the bills. Dude, going there already, I had to pay like 28K for the time I was there. And then when I leave, because of all the medication they'd been giving me, I had to pay another 13 grand on top of that. Like, please go to Akiso with a sponsor. Like, you know what I mean? At this rate, it's like, you might as well get a blesser and be like, and he's like, yeah, you know, how much is your range? What designer bag do you want? And you're just like, no, I just want to go back. I just want to go to Akiso. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's how I discovered it. And I was like, that was probably the cause of my borderline, because like I said, borderline doesn't have a cause, but it is highly associated with sexual abuse, you know. So I'm like, I hate you, bitch. I feel bad for you because I think you went through something too, but I also hate you because I would have been a very different person if I never met you and you never did that to me, you know. So it was even making me realize that there's absolutely nothing wrong with vulnerability. And that's something my mom always says to me. She's like, you've taught me that strength is in vulnerability. Like, you know, is she still alive? Unfortunately, PPD can also be caused by immense emotional trauma. Yes, for sure. Where does she stay? Asking over it. I really don't know, and I don't want to know, and I never want to see her again. Because if I had to see her, I'm not the type to freeze. I know trauma can make someone like see their abuser and freeze, but I'm the type to fight. Like, if I had to see her, I'd fight her, you know. And then my psychiatrist is like, maybe is that why, do you feel like that might be why you're bisexual? I'm like, I'm never going to contribute something I enjoy, like my sexuality, to being molested. Like, no, I don't care if maybe it is the reason. I'm not linking it to that, you know. Need your mom to make people can make me feel like being vulnerable unless you're going into silence. I'll never be silenced.